Hey guys, so today I thought, even though I'm not feeling my best, woke up just feeling like I'm getting a cold, like I've got a bit of a sore throat, just feel a bit weak and but I put my makeup on, I've done my nails, and we're going to film this video. So I saw a YouTuber called Emma Blackery do a video on her getting Invisalign, or how she got it. And I thought, I've never seen anyone talk about like braces. There's a couple times Invisalign, but it's rare. Braces is quite a different procedure to Invisalign from what I know. Obviously I didn't get Invisalign, I had normal braces. But I thought, I was so scared of getting braces, I put it off for years. And I thought it would have been, if I'd seen videos about braces and people's experiences, they would maybe make me feel better, but I never saw anything like that. So I thought I'd do that for anyone out there who is a bit apprehensive about braces. So I found out I needed braces when I was about 12. Me and my brother always went to the dentist together. We just got appointments right after each other because our dentist was like half an hour away, so it was just easier that way, especially when you're in school and stuff. So we always went together, and he usually went first. And he always had perfect teeth. The only thing he ever had wrong was that he drank so much tea that it stained his teeth and he had to get them cleaned properly to try and get that staining off. And that's it. He has perfectly straight teeth. You'd think he had a brace, but he's never had a brace. And it's weird because my dad and my dad's side of the family, like, everyone's had braces. Like, my cousins have had braces. My mum should have had braces, but she was worried about them and just didn't want them. And she says to this day that she regrets not getting them, and she wished she did. So it's weird. And we're British, that's the stereotypical, all British people have terrible teeth. But he had perfect teeth, like they honestly are perfectly straight, perfectly shaped, everything. It's just discoloration from tea. My dad's doing the hoovering downstairs. Brilliant. So we left, and he was told everything was fine, and I was told that it looked like I would need braces. And I left having a little couple tears roll down my face because I was a bit scared about it. And my brother was like, you have to get a brace, and realised I was crying. I was like, oh no, I'm sorry. And it was quite mean of him. So I'm not sure how many people are like this, but I have this weird thing where I cannot have anything in my mouth for a long period of time. It makes me feel very overwhelmed. I feel like I'm going to be sick. I just panic. I really panic. A particularly chewy piece of steak, I feel like I'm going to be sick and I have to run to the toilet to spit it out, like, genuinely. The only exception is chewing gum, and that's because it helps my anxiety, and like that minty feeling helps any nausea that comes with anxiety. So the dentist has always been very difficult for me. So yeah, I was told when I was about 12, so that was 8 years ago, so it was like 20, no hang on, it was about 2009, 2010, and yeah, I put it off for about 4 years, pretty much. It was like 3 or 4 years I put it off for. I'm not sure exactly when I got braces. I think me and my mum worked it out to have been 2014. But I can't remember my life very well and put life things and dates together. But I had them for about 2.5 years, and I got them taken off last February/March. I just remember it was cold when I went. So the reason I needed braces was I had overcrowding, but in particular I had this tooth was behind my bottom teeth. It was in the roof of my mouth. It gotten pushed back so much, so I had like an overbite, and one tooth was an underbite, went behind my back teeth. So, and then there wasn't much space between that tooth and that tooth, so there wasn't enough space that the tooth could have just been brought forward on its own. I had to have 4 teeth taken out, so I had 2 and 2. And that was what I was scared about. The brace itself, if I didn't need teeth taken out, I probably would have got it on when I was 12. But because I needed teeth taken out, I freaked out. I have never been good with needles. And, well, I say never. I'm alright with them now. I've done needles that many times. It's like, it's not whatever, but it's doable and I know I can do it. Like, getting blood taken is fairly easy for me on a good day. Like, the way I am now, anxiety-wise, would not be good at all. But when I'm my normal self, getting blood taken would be fine. You know, just general injections would be fine. In my mouth, it's fine. If you're worried about the pain of it, you can get a numbing cream put on beforehand before you get injections. And I found that made it a bit easier. So, the changing point for me was I went to the dentist for my normal checkup and I was told I needed a filling. So, obviously went back and I just thought, oh, I've had a filling before, it's totally normal, it's fine. Little did I know, the last filling I had was on a baby tooth. So, no needles were involved. This was an adult tooth. I hadn't had a filling in a good few years, but obviously the last one was on a baby tooth, so I just thought it was like, done. No. Big surprise for me when I walked in and he was like, okay, we're just gonna, put the needle in. And I was like, what? I freaked out, and my mum didn't mention the fact that I would be getting injected. I think she deliberately didn't because she didn't want me to freak out, because I would have had a full-on panic attack. This is all before I knew I had anxiety, by the way, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, I got the filling done. I was like, okay, I could do that. And then my gran got all of her bottom teeth taken out and fake ones put in, which was very expensive because she just had problems with her teeth. And my bottom teeth basically, like, you have like your 2 front teeth, like the left one was in the middle. My teeth were kind of too far to the right. They'd kind of, I don't know, gone weird. What happened was I thought, well, I'm going to have to get all my teeth taken out when I'm older, if I don't sort out the bottom row at least, because of them going slightly away. Now they won't move, but I'll go on to that later. So, got my 4 teeth taken out. And I can honestly say, I mean, they were normal teeth. I have no idea what it's like getting wisdom teeth taken out. And some people have like longer roots than others and it's more difficult. But for me, it was so quick, so easy, no pain at all. Even afterwards, my gums didn't hurt after I got, the tooth taken out and after the anaesthetic wore off. I had no pain. It just felt really weird. A lot of blood. You feel very salivary and you've got to just bite on this bit of like cotton to kind of soak up that blood. But I mean, it was really quick. It does sound nice. And it feels a bit strange, like, because it's just someone wiggling in your mouth, but you can't feel anything at all. And it was over so quickly. We did that side and then that side, and it was done. And I was incredibly proud of myself. If you're scared of doing something like this and then you do it, I can't tell you how amazing it feels afterwards, because you just feel so proud of yourself and it's a really big achievement. So even for that on itself, it's good for your mental health in a way. Now I came for the actual brace. Well, the pre-brace, we'll call it. I had basically the arch on my upper jaw was slightly too small. I think it was on this side, it was too far in, so we had to like open my arch a bit. So I had to go to the dentist to get these 2 little blue discs. They were like tiny, stretched and put in between my teeth. There was only like 2, so there was space behind one tooth, so they could put like this silver casing that goes all around your tooth, and then like a metal wire on the roof of your mouth to stretch it. Basically, that's what it was. It was cemented to my teeth, but it came off like super quick. The most painful part of having braces was probably these little blue discs I had in for 2 days. They were, quite honestly, excruciating. It's like what I imagine, you know when you're teething? I mean, no one remembers teething. But when babies teeth, they bite on things because it helps. It felt like it hurt to bite down, but it felt like it was relieving the pressure in a way. But 2 days later I went back, got this thing put in, everything was fine. And I had this in for about 2 months, so I got that put in, I think it was August. And by October, I mean that stayed in. I had a couple slight problems with it. Digging in, a little bit of swelling. One day I thought it had like gone into my gums, but it's just my gum had swollen around it, and that was like when I had my brace on, like a year after having all of this done. So I went back, and it was around October when I got my braces put in, and this was about I think this was 2014. I think I went for bright blue at first, little rubbers. I ended up just going for silver every time after that, because my teeth, if you can't tell from when I'm just talking, they don't show very much. I have quite a small mouth, so you couldn't see my teeth then. You can see them more now, so that's kind of just shows that you can barely see my teeth now. So you couldn't really see my teeth. I was never self-conscious about having braces. I never really had a lisp. In fact, what I did like is my bottom lip got slightly bigger, but not really. I did the first couple wires that I had on were a bit painful. Well, the first wire was painful. And again, you have that feeling where you just want to grit your teeth and be like, ugh, and just bite down as hard as you can. Because it relieves the pressure and the pain a little bit, even though it does hurt to do that. But after like 3 or 4 wires changed, you know, it's completely painless. And a lot of people said the last couple of wires would hurt, but I had them on for about 2 years at this point, so after the first few wires, it just never hurt to have the wire changed at all. I had no pain in that sense. Sometimes the wire would dig in at the sides. My dentist would always try to cut them as small as possible and then turn them so they wouldn't dig in and like cut into my mouth. Or even sometimes I would have like 4 days of it cutting in my mouth every time I moved, and then one day it would just stop doing that. That being said, because of that, the inside of my cheeks here, all scar tissue, and the inside of my lips are mostly healed, but still a lot of scar tissue, especially on the bottom, because of they rub. You get given wax to put on the braces if they start hurting, but you eat a lot of it accidentally, to be honest, because you forget you got it in, you start eating, and yeah. So over the 2.5 years I had a lot of ulcers because of the braces rubbing. But in general, my experience with braces was not bad at all. I don't regret it at all. I'm very glad I did it. I'm very proud of myself. I went from being very scared of the dentist to just being able to do it. You know, I had to go every 6 weeks, every month at the end of it. We came across one problem when trying to sort my braces out, and that was the tooth that was behind my bottom teeth. It wouldn't go in front, because my bottom teeth were just in the way. And what we had to do was make a retainer for my bottom teeth. So it was 2 bits of plastic, so my teeth would constantly be separated like that when it was in. And I was meant to wear it for as long as possible, but like I said, I can't have things in my mouth. I just can't. It made me feel so sick. I was like gagging, and I was like, I can't do it. But eventually I managed to keep it in longer and longer, and finally it came across. And once it's kind of past or on top of your bottom tooth, the retainer wasn't necessary because your bottom teeth then start pushing it forward. So yeah, I think I had about a week where I was wearing it religiously as much as possible, and it finally came forward. But that was like a major setback. Like, it took months and months to get it forward. And that was the main reason for having a brace as well, but we had to straighten out the rest of the teeth before we started on that tooth, so I had the brace for about a year and 3 months before we even started on that tooth, so there's that. Okay, so probably the worst part of the getting the braces for me was, like, when you're organising the whole thing, actually wasn't getting my teeth taken out. It was the plastic moulds they have to make of your teeth. And it's weird because getting your teeth taken out is a longer procedure and it involves a needle, but it's not something filling your whole mouth, if that makes sense. It's a couple things in at a time and they are removed fairly frequently. You know, and I get to breathe and I can, you know, but this mold, it's just like all in the bottom teeth, especially the bottom, it's probably the worst. It's just my mouth is full and I feel like I need to gag, I feel like I'm going to be sick, I can't breathe, and it's horrible for me because I panic when there's something in my mouth, and I know a lot of people don't like it because it's like kind of been choking you a bit. But I had to get them, I want to say 3 times. Yeah, because I had to get it the first time to fit the like first brace, the one that went on the roof of my mouth to clip in. Then I had to get it for after that when the roof of my mouth had changed a bit for my actual brace, and then again for when my teeth were finished. So I think it was either 3 or 4 times. There might have been another time in there, I can't remember. I doubt it. And so when I got my teeth taken out, when I got my braces taken off last year, he wanted to do a mould and I was like, I can't do it, I'm not doing it. I was like, well, for one, I couldn't have done a retainer. My teeth would have gone back to the way they were and it would have been a waste of 2 years because I would either forget to put the retainer in, not want to because it made me feel sick and panicked. I just wouldn't do it. But a friend of mine, Lauren, when I went to school, well, this was like, I was in like 10 or 11, like GCSEs, so I was 15, 16. She had just had her braces taken off and she had a fixed retainer, which is a bit of wire glued to the back of your teeth. I said, can we do that instead? I said, because I would not use the retainer like I should, I just couldn't do it. And he said, yes, but we're still going to have to do a mould. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. I was like, why can't you just cut a piece of wire and stick it to my teeth? But I know that's not like realistic. Did the moulds, and now I have the wire on the back of my teeth. Again, getting this wire put in was worse than getting my teeth taken out. I'm not even kidding, because it was just more stuff and it took longer and it was just, and I hate it. And right now, behind that tooth, the glue has started to come away, which is a little annoying, but yeah. So that's why my teeth won't move. I have a wire fixed to the back of my teeth. If you're worried about having an actual physical retainer you have to put in every night, do ask for a fixed brace. It might be a slightly more awkward procedure than just getting this thing that you clip in and out your mouth, but it's worth it, I think, if you are very forgetful or you don't like having things in your mouth. You can't feel the wire, it's obvious, it's just behind your teeth, you know, it doesn't get in the way of your tongue or anything, it's just, you forget about it, like, you know it's there but it doesn't register in your brain when your tongue touches it or whatever. So I would recommend that if you're worried about a regular retainer. So yeah, I think as someone who is very anxious of everything medical and very anxious of everything to do with their mouth, I did it. I got 4 teeth taken out. I had a brace on for 2.5 years, going every 4 to 6 weeks to the dentist to get it adjusted. I got a fixed retainer. I had them moulds done multiple times and I did it. And I think if anyone out there is nervous about doing it, if I can do it, you can. I put it off for years. 4 years, and I was never self-conscious about my teeth necessarily, but I know I never smiled with my mouth open because it didn't look right. And I remember when I got them taken off, I was like, I don't know how to smile. Like, I didn't know how to smile with my mouth open for photos, and I'm still a bit awkward, like I don't know how to. But when I laugh, I actually smile now, rather than just doing like a weird face to hide my teeth. And even just to avoid that, I think it's quite a sad thing to say you don't know how to physically smile. And that's not even because of a mental thing, like you're depressed. That's just a physical, I won't let myself smile. And that's quite a sad thing. So even just to avoid that or to fix that, so you can just smile and feel confident in yourself, it's so worth it. And, you know, if you would rather have like the invisible brace, obviously go for Invisalign. I don't think it rubs on your teeth the same as brace does, which sounds so much less painful, but I've heard it gives you a lisp, so there's that. Yeah, I think if you are self-conscious and scared about it, you can do it. There's no ifs, no buts. You can definitely do it. Mind over matter every single time. Just breathe. You know what I used to do? I have this app on my iPod called Deep Calm, and it has different calming sounds on. I always listen to the rain. I've got like 700 minutes worth, and that's mainly from the dentist. And like, that's how long I've listened to it for, like 700 minutes. And I would just have my headphones in, and I would just breathe as best I could and think about something else and listen to this music and just pretend I wasn't there. And it made it so much easier. So there's always things like that. You know, I always take water with me so I can just take little sips in between, you know. And if you tell the dentist that you're nervous about it, then that always helps too. My dentist is an orthodontist, and he has done my teeth since I had my first baby teeth. I've had this dentist for. So I trusted him a lot more. And he knew I was anxious. He took his time with me. He was very gentle with the needle. Just have good conversation with your dentist about how you feel. And if you want to take things a little bit slower, that's fine. You know, he's not gonna be horrible. It's their job to be there for you, because it's not a nice thing to get a needle in your mouth or get your teeth taken out or have a whole bunch of things going on at once in there. Like it can be quite panic inducing. If I was going to give you 3 tips about getting braces, 1 is open communication with your dentist about how you feel. 2, believe in yourself if you're nervous. And 3, always take really good care of your braces. I was rushed when I had this on the tooth that was behind that one. When that bracket was first put on, because that one was just left, I didn't have any bracket on that tooth for the first year and a bit. When they finally put it on, I was feeling really panicked that day, so he rushed it. I bit into a very soft cookie, and that thing just came off my tooth and pinged forward, and it was just sticking out my mouth. And I had to have an emergency dentist appointment 2 days later because I couldn't get one for the next day. Because I ate a cookie. So look after your brace. When you first get them put on, like when they're first glued in, do not eat anything hard for 24 hours. Just don't. It's not worth it, because you have to go back, and it's irritating having this thing sticking out your mouth. It really is. And then you have to do the whole thing again as well, which is so not worth it. I had to go to school holding it back with my tongue, trying to manoeuvre the wire, because it was just that annoying. So yeah, those are my 3 top tips. I hope you enjoyed this little kind of like story time type thing. Yeah, if you did like it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. If you watch this and you know someone who's nervous about getting a brace, share the video with them. Half because I need the views, I need them views, man, but mostly because I would hope that this video will help anyone who's nervous about getting a brace. I have been incredibly honest though. The pain thing, it hurts. It's really not that bad though. Period pains are worse, frankly. It's more of an annoying pain because it's in your mouth. It's in a well used area. It's more of an annoying pain than a painful pain. But it's honestly really not that bad. And getting your teeth taken out, I mean, it's easier than having the brace on itself, really. So anyone who is nervous, what I said is what you get. From my experience, I had a very easy time with it, really. So yeah, and everyone I know has had a really easy time with it as well. So I just think, bite the bullet and just do it, because it's worth it, even just for that little bit extra self-confidence at the end of it. It's most definitely worth it. And you get used to going to the dentist as well. It gets so much easier after the first year. Okay, so yes, I'm finished talking now. If you liked, please like. If you like me, please subscribe. It would mean the world to me. And I'll see you next time. Bye!